Hello everyone, and welcome to Yoshi 1 Kenobi's Turbo Mardu Koma deck. In this deck, we play Koma the Cosmo Serpent without playing green, without playing blue. How do we do it? Using good old Transmogrify in Lukka. And this means that other than Koma, we have to be creatureless, so that whenever we sacrifice a token, we automatically bring in a Koma from our deck. So what are the cards that we play to generate tokens? Omen of the Sun, instant speed, gives you life, gives you 2 token, and the scry ability quite relevant, as well as Birth of Meletis, helps you reach the 4 or 5 mana needed for the combo, gives you a token, gives you life. Now these are the best token makers for this deck. And then we're also playing a pair of Forbidden Friendship just to ensure we have enough tokens to get our combo reliably. As for the rest of the deck, we're playing a bit of removal with the 3 Fire Prophecies and 4 Doomskars, and those are extremely important. Fire Prophecy allows you to deal with early threats while cycling a Koma back on the bottom of your library in order to draw a new card, or cycling one of these extra lands that you're getting. As for Doomskar, a lot of time what happens is the opponent puts a bunch of creatures, you put some tokens, you get Koma on the battlefield, but the opponent has a fairly big board, or they try to race your Koma by putting in a bunch of flyers or a heavy board. And then what you do, you sack a Serpent, make Koma indestructible, Doomskar the board, and suddenly it's Koma versus nothing, which is typically good enough to win the game. Also, you can Doomskar in a pinch before you get Koma on the battlefield, just to reset the board, buy some time to ultimately win the game. And the reason why we're playing black is for Duress and Agonizing Remorse. There are very few ways to deal with Koma right now. It's instant speed removal on your tokens, exile effects, bounce effects. Okay, there's a moderate amount of ways to deal with it. But typically the opponents don't have that many. They might have one. So let's take it away. And because we want to go tokens on turn 2 or 3 and then Transmogrify on 4 or Lukka on 5, when we combo, we don't have mana open for counter spells. I've tried playing this with blue, and what happens is you have a counter spell, but you don't have the mana open to cast it and protect your Koma. But with this card, you can proactively remove the answers from your opponent's hand, and on curve, bring out your Koma. And I mean, on a fast curve, like a turn 4 Koma while having picked your opponent's answer, is very powerful. This is actually my ladder deck at the moment. It seems fairly decent platinum, but I mean, it's a Turbo Koma deck. So let's see it in action and let the games speak for themselves. We are playing Turbo Koma on MTG Arena Standard against Caver. Let's see what you can do against big Cosmo Serpents. Opponent goes first and we have no interaction, but we have the combo, so we'll keep. Temple of Plenty. So probably Naya. Might as well dress you now. Let's see what's up. That's a pretty devastating curve. Opponent's playing Cleric Angels. Oof, Doomskar. That's really good. Because Valkyrie into Veto hurts like a truck. Well, we'll have the Omen of the Sun. And ideally top deck a white source. An untapped white source. If that's not too much to ask, Mr. Deck. Though maybe the opponent's afraid of running the Angels. Cultivate. Opponent wants to play this in more of a combo fashion. I dislike this. Land, fast attack. Omen of the Sun. Not what we were looking for. Hit you for 2, pass the turn. We'll crack our Omen of the Sun to scry. Comes the first Righteous Valkyrie. Let's see what we can find. A tapped land. Of the color we need. I think I'll keep it. Opponent will go Valkyrie Veto next turn, and then we get a Doomskar. It's not the worst thing. Then we Omen of the Sun on next turn, and then Transmogrify. Slow and steady wins the race, right? It is slow for sure. Opponent gains life. Opponent gains a ton of life. Well, 6. Drains us for 6. Both Valkyries power up. And run to our face for 6. I would love to be able to block this. Especially since we're going to Doomskar. Goodbye, feeble creatures. Again, we're at a spot where an untapped land would be great. More Valkyries. Yuck. Masquerade Nexus. Angel? Oh no, everything's every creature type. You don't have to call anything. Well, no Agonizing Remorse. Take out your Alsate of Life's bounty. Play the Forbidden Friendship. And end our turn. You have a producer of 2/2. Daxos. Actually, they're 3/3 because of Valkyrie. Oh, 4/4. Never mind. I will learn to count someday. Fire Prophecy, not helpful. Well, we go for it. Transmogrify. Let's see just how powerful Koma is. No attacks. Problem is we'll need to sack a Serpent to tab the Valkyrie every turn. Oh boy. Need to sack a Serpent to block the Valkyrie now. Non-token? That's what I thought. Okay, well this is problematic to say the least. Alright. Let's pass the attackers. We chump Daxos. We block the 4/4 with a Koma, and we take 4 from the Valkyrie. Go down to 1. But 1 is not dead. I'd much prefer the 44 life that our opponent has, but 1 is not dead. Agonizing Remorse is kind of useless here. We go wider than you. No, actually we don't, because we need to sack a Serpent to block the Valkyrie every turn. You may gain a ton of life. Put +1/+1 counters. Tab the Valkyrie. Attacking with Daxos. You need to kill Daxos. You need to pay attention to the blockers. Yeah, we don't need to put Koma indestructible. Yeah, you can have lifelink. Pass the damage. Ah, well there goes one source of life gain. So your creatures should stop getting ridiculously big, ridiculously fast. Omen of the Sun, because it's the most mana efficient play. Also brings us to the healthy life total of 3. And gives us some blockers for the 5/5s. On the other hand, the opponent's at 55 life. This is going to be a long one. Yeah, we really need a way to deal with that Righteous Valkyrie. I don't think we do. Other than Doomskar. Doomskar's good. No, actually... Oh, wait a second. I don't have the mana to cast Doomskar. That would have been embarrassing. Pass the turn back. Also, we're dead to Veto. We're good as long as our opponent keeps on playing lands. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Although the opponent is starting to be dangerously close to being able to activate the World Tree. Let's stab that Valkyrie. Alright, my turn. Alright, now we do have Doomskar mana. Go to combat. Attack you with everything. Very heavily telegraphing that we have a Doomskar. Although we do get the opponent to use the Masquerade Nexus. I guess the opponent will give lifelink to a bunch of those. So maybe that was a bad attack. No, we'll get in for 2. So yeah, it was a bad attack. I should have made Koma indestructible and Doomscarred. I forgot that Heliod would give lifelink to the team. Let's sack the Serpent so the opponent doesn't lifelink. But yeah, you still get to give your lifelink to everything. Kuma's still indestructible, you put a +1/+1 counter, and then we blow up everything. Indestructible? Yes. We're checking. And suddenly, we make 2 3/3s a turn, and the opponent can only make 1 2/2. Scratch that. It's Token Bonanza! Thankfully our tokens are still bigger thanks to Koma. But our life total is much smaller thanks to, well, Righteous Valkyries. Temple of Malice. We do have a Fire Prophecy that's now more alive. Yeah, we'll keep the second one. Yeah, we can afford attacking with both. After all this, 59 life isn't going to take itself down. You make 1 token with the Nexus. You got it. In the meantime, we'll keep on spawning sea serpents. Okay. I mean, there's some water in there. Although I imagine it's more serpent from space. Alright, third Masquerade Nexus, 369. The opponent can now spawn more creatures than we do. This is a problem. Let's start taking some of them down. Oops, that means that we're going to... Oh, it's at the bottom. So we're good. We don't need a shuffle. Ensuring we'll have a backup Koma, if we have to. Alright, it's our turn. Opponent can make 1 token at end step. We hit an Omen of the Sun, which is pretty good. Start hitting with some real damage. You get a 2/2. So you need all these cards to just try and survive our Cosmic Serpent. I'm not sure what you're trying. But we are going to try an ultimate Lukka. Because when the opponent has that much life, you need to deal a bit more damage than the damage that your 3/3s that you're summoning every turn is able to deal. Especially since our opponent is going to draw something eventually. Like a Speaker of the Heavens. Thankfully we still have Fire Prophecy. Because Speaker of the Heavens is a problem. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. That's what we're going for. It's gonna happen. You can't prevent it, opponent. All you can do is make 1, 2, 2 2/2s. And think for a long time. But you can't stop it. Unless you draw... I'm not sure what our opponent can draw at this point. Agonizing Awakening? Yes, Veto would be a problem, because then you could give lifelink to the other creatures. But I still think we'd have the time to hit the Lukka ultimate before. Stay in the game, opponent. We're having a very good game. Hang on tight. Hold that rope. Stay in this. Although I think we're pretty close to winning now. Opponent makes 2 creatures. We blow up the Speaker of the Heavens. We attack. Now, opponent is back. Fire Prophecy. Kill out the Speaker of the Heavens. I can send an Agonizing Remorse. I get the feeling that it won't be overly useful. You'll also get to attack you with the team. You can double block, give lifelink to one of them. And the opponent can only make 2, so we're still safe. Also, we have an Omen of the Sun that will keep handy. Opponent's trying to figure out a way to get out of there. Thinking about potential top decks, I imagine. Should double block a Serpent. I think it's your best bet. Either that or just try to outswarm us. But I think it's a little late now. Plus Lukka. We've exiled a Koma. But we have to pay real mana for it, so we can't cast that Koma. The last one's sitting nice, near the bottom of our library, if we ever need it. Cultivate, and that is game. To a Lukka ultimate, and Koma the Cosmo Serpent, defeating all odds through multiple Doomskars, because indestructibility is awesome. We're playing Turbo Koma on MTG Arena Standard against Kook. Alright, that's good. Have lands, we have a token maker, we have a removal spell, and we have a dead card in our hand. Actually, we can send it back with Fire Prophecy. So it's really not all that bad. Triumph first. Opponent's playing white weenies. Fortunately, we don't have a... No, we do have the black source. We have the Savai Triumph. Alright. How do you want to sequence this? Kinda want to get the Duress out. We need to play one of our token makers, but we can wait a turn for Birth of Meletis. Killing the Luminarch Aspirant is fairly high on my priority list. I think we have the choice to choose between Duress and Fire Prophecy. So we'll Prophecy the Aspirant. We'll send back Koma and get a different card. Maul the Skyclave. And that's why I like the Duress. Now I can play Birth of Meletis and Duress this turn. So we'll go with that. Just making sure that the coast is clear. The coast is not clear. 2 Banishing Lights. Well, that's a bit of a problem. And we only have one Transmogrify. Is there any point in transmogrifying right now? I don't think so. So I think we'll use our temple to scry. See if we can find a second tokenator. Doomskar is good enough. Yeah, I'll keep the Doomskar. We can cycle the Triome. Yeah, let's just pass the turn back. Put on make a token. Oh no, they're one land short. Speaker of the Heavens. We will definitely be blowing up the field. No blocks. We will take it. Cycle the Triome. Draw a card. Well, draw a Doomskar. Ah, the second Duress. I think we get out our Koma right now. Let's dress away that Vanishing Light. Let's bring out our Cosmic Serpent. And we'll Doomskar next turn. Making a little coil. What do you have, opponent? Yes, we somehow did get turned around. Well, show me your backup plan. Alright, let's penny for the first one. Second Maul. These things are still going to be quite annoying. You're gonna tap your Alisated Life's Bounty. You do still get to hit me with your Speaker of the Heavens. And make a 4/4 Angel. Which will definitely force us to blow up everything. And by everything, I mean except our Cosmo Serpent. As we like to say, nuclear launch detected. One-sided board wipes at its finest. But the double mauls are still problematic. Crawling Barons. That's good for us. The opponent has the ability to make a 1/1 every turn, which does not match our 3/3s. Or Turbo Snakes. Make a 1/1. Okay, you plan on equipping the mauls on it. That's a fair strategy. We will fetch ye planes, play the planes, and hit you. You have a lot of life, but our serpents do hit fairly hard. Righteous Valkyrie. That could be potentially problematic. If the opponent can gain a ton of life. Alright, Glass Casket. I'll tap that Righteous Valkyrie. Gain some life, draw some cards, gain some life, make some tokens. Another Doomskar. Alright, well, here we go, Lukka. Can safely attack with everything. Making sure opponent is on a very short clock. Then we plus Lukka, getting closer to the ultimate, which won't be relevant, and the opponent resigns. And that's how you win games with Koma, Cosmic Serpent. We are playing Turbo Koma on MTG Arena Standard against Kaldheim. We have the combo, we're a little short on lands though, but we'll keep it. Played Needleverge on white, the Blightstep on red, the Birth of Meletis, and we're already at 3 lands. So we're well on our way to comboing out, bringing our opponent into a coma. Let's see what our opponent's playing, and will Koma be good enough to seal the win? Let's go Temple of Malice here, keeping that on top. We won't even need to play the Birth of Meletis. Although if the opponent's playing mono red, the Birth of Meletis token is a little safer. Now we have double red, we don't need double black. So we'll play the Birth of Meletis because mono red can't kill it with a burn spell in response to our Transmogrify. As we can get our Omens of the Sun just bone crushed. And then we're sad. Until we Lukka the next turn. Because we're really well set up right now. You play your 4-3 on 3. I will match that and raise you a 6-6 that spawns 3 3s every turn. Not even Embercleave can save you now. I always hold my breath a little bit whenever Koma is there before first token enters the battlefield, because we don't quite have indestructibility. Luck. Rimrock Knight. That's okay. Koma's indestructible. You would need 2 burn spells. In which case we just Omen of the Sun and make another one. I mean, Cosmic Serpents just run through the universe. There's a bunch of them. And that's enough. And that's a feel-good win against Red Deck wins. We are playing Turbo Koma on MTG Arena Standard against Crazy Eyes. Well, what I say to your crazy eyes is, you should chill, man. A Koma Matata. What a wonderful hand. No, actually, it's not that good. It's alright. We'll keep it. We need red mana. We do. We do. Well, let's open up with the Brightclimb Pathway. The downside of Brightclimb Pathway. Probably prefer climbing on the bright side, but maybe the Grim Climb is just the bright climb at night. Well, in the meantime, we'll build a city. Birth of Meletis. Fetch a plains. Pass the turn. Nothing we can cast in hand. but that's okay, because we're just one red source away, and yeah, Birth of Meletis will produce the token. Not a red source. Not overly happy with it, but Agonizing Remorse will let us see what is up in our opponent's hand. Really up here in the UI. You fire off a Bone Crusher Giant at our wall. Okay, Scorching, Frostbite, Scions, Bone Crusher. That's a lot of burn. Definitely a lot of burn. I think remove the Scions. Scions is a big problem. Yeah, you don't have a way to deal with Royal Scions. Although the sheer amount of burn is a problem. It's a lot of instants. Okay, well that's one down. Now's the turn. Oh no! No! Not a tapped land! Come on. Yeah, we'll need Agonizing Remorse. Foretell the Doomskar. So our next turn is going to be Fire Prophecy, the Bone Crusher Giant, and Agonizing Remorse. Some of that burn out of your hand. Alright, well that would have been devastating. Take away Frostbite. It's just as good as a Scorching Dragon Fires. That costs less mana. Kill the Bone Crusher Giant. And cycle the Koma for a card. The opponent can use a Scorching Dragon Fire to kill their own Bone Crusher Giant, so we don't have the draw. Okay. Opponent does it. Opponent's thinking we're full control, which is not entirely false. Alright, well, nothing to see here. Opponent will cast the Brazen Borrower. The instant speed removal spell is still going to be a problem. We'll take 3. Alright, we'll play red. Play Lukka. I want to bait out that Scorching Dragon Fire. Is the opponent playing counter magic? Negate. Okay. Opponent's playing a very problematic deck. Counter spells and instant speed removal against our one-trick pony is problematic. Now that our opponent should know what's up. And be... although it looks like our opponent is very confused. Or gone to pick up a coffee or something. It's not going to be that long of a game. We're at 9. We'll take a hit from the Brazen Borrower. Maybe even a big bad dragon. Yeah, what we really need is a Birth of Meletis. Pretty much precisely a Birth of Meletis. Alright, Valakut Awakening. Allows us to cycle the Koma. Not the worst thing. Lofty Denial. You're right, that is much worse. Now we need to hit a Fire Prophecy or a Doomskar. Now actually, if we get the Serpent, it'll still be fine. More counter magic? Yeah, that won't do it. Okay. Okay. This keeps us alive. Let's get rid of the Mythos of Vadrak. Agonizing Remorse. I'll take your last spell. Though now that I think about it, maybe you should play this slightly differently even. Omen of the Sun. Oh no, you have interaction. Transmogrify! What kind of interaction doesn't stop us? Yeah. And that'll be game. Just a bit too much interaction. But we got close. We got close. Maybe if I would have gone for the instant speed removal spell and leave the Mythos of Vadrak, we would have lived. Maybe. We are playing Turbo Koma on MTG Arena Standard against Kalapachukabra. Kalupacabro. Something like that. Playing against a Yorion opponent. The hand's a little awkward, but we'll keep. Mostly I'd like a third land. I'm not sure if Fire Prophecy and Doomskar are going to be overly good in this matchup. Going to scries a card to the top. Play the Triumph. Alright, well we're drawing lands just fine. Alright, so now we're going to Omen of the Sun. Mostly trying to apply some kind of pressure. Opponent cultivates. So this is a Sultai ramp deck. Obviously by now. Probably the ultimatum kind. So putting a clock on the opponent is quite important. Play this on the white. And then we go after your hand. I'll take away the binding. Hit you for 2. I don't really care about the rest, so I'll foretell the Doomskar and pass the turn back. When the opponent has drawn a few more cards, we'll fire off the second Agonizing Remorse. Another Doomskar is not quite what we want. Do we want to hit the Yorion? That's the question. I think the answer is no. Oops, should have attacked there. Slight misclick on my part. Thinking too much about the future, not living in the present. Mostly thinking about casting that second Omen of the Sun. Make your pair of tokens. Top deck Lukka, which is quite convenient. But we do need a land. 3/6. Opponent's in ultimatum range, so we should fire the Agonizing Remorse. think I care more about the eliminate. Yorion is fine. One cycles the Triome. Nothing we can do about that. 2 unknown cards. You fired a Yorion. Valakut. Valakut will be disappointed. And now you know what's up. Well, mostly. You still have no information about the Koma. Kill Valakut and cycle the Doomskar. Birth of Meletis, not what we're looking for. Savite Triome is not either. This will give us the lands. So now we have enough lands. Yes, we get to attack. That's the turn, we'll cycle that Triome away. Don't really need it. Binding the Old Gods. Sorcery speed removal, I don't really care about. Cycle that Triome. Duress. Opponent has some kind of removal. Ah! Jawari Disruption. It's more like Jawari Deception. That was about the worst possible card. Maybe I should have fired off the Duresses. Opponent can Yorion this turn. Fine. We need to hit a Transmogrify or a second Lukka. Alright. Yoink. You have your ultimate creature, and so do we. No need to attack with you. Alright. You have mana. You have very live top of the deck. But we have the board. Can you beat our board? Well, let's see what this is. You will talk, opponent. You will talk. Well, it's something your opponent can respond with. Shark Typhoon for 10. Okay. Dress resolves. We get Extinction Event. Very good hit, I must say. Let's make you indestructible. And fire off that Doomskar. And suddenly, it's just Koma hitting on your face. And my Koma's coil underlings. And that's good enough. Not even a 10-10 shark can stand in the way of the Cosmo Serpent. We are playing Turbo Koma on MTG Arena Standard against Mistastic. That seems decent. Against an Obosh deck. We're missing the double white. That's okay. That's also something else we were missing. A token producer. Now all we need is a 4th land, and we'll be locked and loaded. Let's see what you've got. Brazen Borer, Alrun's Epiphany. Brazen Borer is problematic. We'll get rid of that. The rest is annoying, but nothing we can't handle. Duress. Play this on red. I think we want to Omen of the Sun. If we draw an untapped land next turn, we get a Transmogrify. Now we need to keep the tokens alive. As much as it's nice to block this and then Lovestruck Beast no longer has a lever, getting the opponent to tap out is quite important. Birth of Meletis. Well, we'll have our land for next turn. Chiresiu. Great Henge is unacceptable. Especially with Lovestruck Beast. It's too much of an advantage. We're gonna take it out. And now Bone Crusher Giant's not good enough to remove a Transmogrify as long as we target the 0/4. I care about my health a little bit. Enough to block 5 points of damage. And here we go! It's time to put you in a coma. So that's on Rune's Epiphany. As long as our opponent's hidden card is not a Brazen Borrower, then our opponent will resign. And that's what happens. We pick away at your hand and bring in a Cosmo Serpent. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. It won't cost you any mana, and it greatly helps to support this channel and keep the awesome videos coming. Until next time, may the fun be with you.